Welcome, student. Let us continue with the previous lecture. Okay, previous lesson. Be a good speaker. Some people are good speakers. Students, in our life, our mother is a good speaker. Okay, she tells us about all the things which is good for us. So she told that things in a such a way that we accept that truth. Uh, when you look at the mother, if she have a small child, so to feed that child, she mother tells a story or something good things that uh, that small child attracts to the speech of mother, and while speaking mother feed him a whole meal. Okay, uh, this uh, this is the event, this was the first event where a small child experienced a good speaker of mother. That child is totally lost himself into the speech of mother. So he eat his whole meal. Okay, so here the mother of that child is a good speaker. That and another speaker in our life comes the our teachers. Our teachers are a good speaker, that they explain the different subjects to us with the different examples, so we can we understood that particular subject. So here our teacher is the another good speakers. We must learn we must learn this quality of speaking different subject, or giving justification for that subject with our speech, so we can get a success in our life. So here the writer says that some peoples are good speaker. Sorry, some are shy. There are our friends also, and a brother also, who is shy in a nature. He cannot speak or express here his views, and then he does not get any benefit from his speech. So becoming a shy of speaking is not a good quality. Some speak easily with their friends and relatives. So the person who has a quality of speaking, expressing his own views, that he bound his friends towards him or his view, and relatives also sit around him. So he is speaking generate the relations with the other friends and relatives. Okay, in the when you go in the marriages, there you saw this event, that some were sit lonely, and some relatives are gathering with each other and talking about anything. Okay, so there is a good speaker in that group. So the other persons also attract towards this group. These qualities must we have so we can express our views, our needs, our thoughts. But let us continue with these lessons. But become a nervous in front of a big audience. What's about you? Here, this experience we express in our school life. Okay, childrens, you also experience this nervousness when teacher says you to come in the front of the children's and express your views or tell some stories about some other subjects. So here we become very nervous to stand up in front of the student. So one must have a quality or a courage to stand in front of the public and express his own views. So tell me about yourself that whether these qualities of the good speaker, that not becoming shy, speaking easily in front of the friends and relatives, and you should not be nervous in front of the big audience. So these qualities, whether these qualities are rendered in you. Okay. Next, it is important to be able to speak well. If you do not speak well, you cannot express your views in a proper manner. So the forefront persons did not understand what you want to say. So there must be created a communication gap, and it will become a loss of your life. Okay. And if you make up your mind, so if you decide to be able to speak well or to speak good good manner in front of a big audience, then you can get the success. Okay. It is not very difficult to do so. So only need of courage. If you collect courage, it is not very difficult to do so. So if you have courage, you can speak out on the whole subject or express your views or put some subjects in front of the people. So you can get every people can praise you that you are the good speaker. So you cannot experience any difficulty. So here are some points of a good speaker. Let us continue. So here are the points that we are going to look or explain. Okay. Speak clearly, don't mumble. So this is the first and most important point, that is the speak clearly. Your words should be very clear so one can understand what you want to say. You don't mumble means don't make your word into what we say in Marathi. Okay. If your words are not clear, then one should not understand what you want to say. Okay, so you speak words very clearly. Okay, uh, look at the persons when you talk to them. So to this is a one of the good quality of speaking well, or to becoming a preacher, that you must express your views in a clear word. If you for this you must look at the person with which you want to generate a relation as a speaker. If you do not look at that persons, then your speech will be fail. So if you want to be a good preacher or a speaker, you must look into the eyes of the person. Whether you wanted to generate communications with the other persons, you must look into the eyes of that person. So this looking at the eyes generate a good relations with the audience. Okay, if you politely look into the eyes, that persons also generate a good relations with you. So looking into the eyes of the person at the persons is a good quality that one good speaker have. Another quality is you should not be loud or too soft, too fast or too slow. So if you want to express your views or put some subjects in front of the public, you must not speak out very loud, or don't make your words very soft that one cannot hear. Don't be too fast, so the public will never understand what you want to say, and too slow, then public becomes a bore with your speech. Okay, so you must understand that where to be loud, where to be soft, and where to be fast, and where to be slow. If you judge this very well, then your speech will be very famous. Okay, so the public who sit in front of you can communicate, or can understand what you want to say. Be polite and be pleasant. So if you speak very loudly, harshly, and make a speech of very loud, which is very hard to hear, and you speak out the unjust words about the other persons, then the public who are sitting in front of you did not like your speech, because you unrespect the other persons. Okay, so be polite about when you speak out in front of public. So be pleasant. If you wanted to be a good speaker, you must praise the other people. Okay, the good things in front of the public. So you must have a quality, be polite, and to be pleasant with the other people. So this quality public lives, people like. Okay. Next quality of a good speaker is give a thought to other person's feeling and interest. So you here in your speech you must respect the other person's feeling and the interest. If you make a comment, harsh comment on that of that person's, then it will hurt the feeling and it will hurt the interest of that person. So it will create envy about you into the mind of that person. So your speech must be polite and pleasant and respectful. If you speak very respectful to the others people, then they also give you a respect. Okay, so your speech must be polite, must be taken care of the other persons. So these are the qualities, good qualities of becoming a good speaker or a preacher. When you take a part in a discussion, so now while you are taking the part in the discussions, you must follow some rules and follow some what we say the speaking to generate or to create communications with the other person. Okay, so if you follow the rule of the discussions, you can have a great discussions when you follow some good behavior in the group. Okay, if you want to put your subject, you must be a polite, you must have a knowledge of that subject. If you do not have any knowledge of the subject, just not make any blah blah blah. If you expressing the things or a thought of that subject which you do not have any knowledge, it will just express what we say it is not a good things for you, because one will thinks that he does not understand the subject and making expressions on that subject. Okay, so it will hurt you and your character. Okay, you will lose your positions in the group. So express that things only which you have a knowledge. Okay, don't keep talking all the time, let others speak. So making blah 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 and not giving a chance to speak another person's, this will create envy about you, that this person doesn't have any manner. It will hurt you, then you will lose your positions in the group. So you must respect the others chances to speaking. If you deny this, then other persons also lose their temper, maybe temper, and they will also started to deny you. Okay, it will hurt your position. So first you must show the interest in the subject, that subject. What other says and listen carefully. So if you wanted to be a speaker, you must have a quality of to be a good listener. If you do not have a good listener quality, then you could not understand the subject what speaker wanted to say. Okay, because after getting more knowledge, only after that getting knowledge, you can be a good speaker, because if you have a knowledge, then only you can be a good speaker. If you do not collect the knowledge, then you could not be a good speaker. When you agree with others, when you agree with others, or like their ideas, do well them that you must be a tolerant. This is the good quality to generate a good communication as a speaker. You must be tolerant. You must be if you have an agree with the others likes, others ideas, and what we say, you accept their views. So this will generate respect in the minds of that speaker who expresses an idea. Also be a good listener of your speech. Okay, he can also give a respect to your speech. If you wanted to be a good speaker or to generate listeners in front of you, then you must respect their ideas and views also. Okay, so this is a good quality or understand of becoming a good speaker. Next point is, do share your own thoughts and ideas with others. Okay, if you generate a communications with the other person, you must share your own thoughts and ideas with the other person, and at the same time you must heard his idea and thoughts on that subject. Okay, you must give the respect to his views. It will generate the communication, good communications with the other persons, and it will develop you as a good speaker. Okay, next point is, if you do not understand something, ask for an explanation politely. So when you want to be a good speaker, you must have a perfect knowledge about the subject. If you do not have a perfect knowledge about the subject, you will lose the position of your speech. So if you want to be a good speaker, you must possess a knowledge about that subject. If you do not have knowledge about that subject, you must deny to be a speaker of that subject. First understand that subject, and after that then you can be a speaker of that subject. Okay, if you wanted to be get the knowledge of that subject, you must be a good listener and give a respect with politely. You ask that persons to give him a knowledge of that subject or explanations about that subject, and after that you get the knowledge of that subjects. So speaking politely, generating or expressing the polite words, you can be a good listener, and after that you can be a good speaker. Next point is, use polite words and expressions when you want to interrupt someone. So when the discussions continued, if you have a point to be said in that discussions, so don't interrupt the speech or discussions, so that discussions will hurt. So don't interrupt it. If you wanted to express your views into between the speech, you must ask the permission. in a, and you express your views in a very polite word. So the speech will continue, or the rhythm of that speech or discussions will continue. if you word if you express a harsh word, then the whole discussion get destroyed and the other things are started. So you want to be a good speaker, you must explain your views in the between of discussions very politely, of getting permissions and using the words. When you disagree with when you disagree with the someone, or when you seek an explanations, uh, and gave explanations and gave them. So here, this is the another quality or character to develop self as a speaker, that if you do not agree with the views who are speaking, then you must uh, you must ask to that persons to give an explanations about his view, so you can understand that subject. You can decide whether my views is correct, or the speaker who is saying the other things on that subject. So, if you wanted to get the perfect knowledge, correct knowledge, you must give the respect and shows a curiosity in the views of that speaker. So, you will get a correct knowledge and you can become a good speaker of that subject. So gaining knowledge of the different subject, whole subjects, is the process of becoming a good speaker. Okay, these are the qualities that one should have. Okay. So student, here we will stop and continue with these lessons into the next lecture. Okay.